And then
Good
that's
morning.
when I said, it's okay because sawdust never hurts anybody. So if you've missed like the last 5 minutes of the shows, that's probably one of the best stories I can tell you.
Man, just setting everybody up for failure. Apologies to everybody. My computer was moving a little slow this morning and did not want to open yet another Chrome tab. I have 3 different tools for managing all these tabs and trying to make sure that my computer bandwidth is where I want it to be, and it's crazy. It shouldn't be this hard. But then again, probably don't need as many tabs open as I do. So
yeah. Are you one of those people? Are you're like a 19 tab person?
So I'm worse than that, actually. I've got different Chrome instances for different projects. So there's a small mountain Chrome on this page. There's an adaptive growth Chrome on this page. There's a morning build Chrome, which doesn't really have a whole lot in it. So stare down Chrome, all these different projects. Okay. And so each one has probably got, I don't know, 8 or 9 tabs, right? In addition to using one tab, so that I can keep track of all the tabs and have less of them open, right? It's a work in progress.
Oh my! Well, that explains a few things. Okay.
I mean, I can't blame Apple, right? It's just annoying that it happens whenever it does.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, when you open that much stuff, occasionally it just happens, no matter what you do.
Oh yeah, it's crazy because like each one has probably got about 4 pen tabs, just things that like are always needing to be open, and then 6 or 8, 10 more things in there. Good morning to Michelle, and good morning to Mike. You guys are awesome. We appreciate your patience because we were a little slow getting started today.
Yep. So hello to everybody. Did you snooze today? That's the first question I want to ask. Did you snooze today?
I did not, actually. I woke up at 3:30, like ready to go for some reason. I woke up at 3:30 and I was like, I must have overslept. There's no way. So I went to bed a little bit early last night. So I got up at 3, and then I think I got up again at 5:45, and was like, all right, this is just it, And so got up then. I went on a walk. I listened to some Stoicism. I'm listening to this book about the Myers-Briggs personality test and history of where it comes from. Did that, did my journaling, and like I'm off to a great start. And then I come in here and my computer sucks, so I have to restart. So can't all be perfect. That would be asking for too much. What's that?
Yeah, 1,000 tabs in one hand, and
yeah, absolutely.
On the balance.
Wishing for a smooth morning on the other, and we'll see which one comes to fruition. 1,000 tabs.
Yeah, that's like a band name.
It is probably like the nerdiest emo band name. 10,000 tabs. Yeah.
Yes. Or I think there's a 90s female group that has
there's 10,000 Maniacs with Natalie Merchant.
That's what it was. I know. Or something like that.
Man, if you ever need useless knowledge, just look in my direction. I've got something.
Yes. Even if it's not the knowledge you want, it's useless, and he's got it.
Yes.
That's right.
We're moving stuff around.
So
yesterday,
we had one might call an epic day outside.
That's true. Yes.
Because you, me, and Levi did some frisbee golfing.
Yes, Levi was successful in getting us rescheduled and getting us out there, and it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. It was good. And then after that, I got to go float at a float tank, which was exactly what I needed. I think it had some significant unlocking of things, just because you're gonna go sit in there by yourself. You're going to be, for lack of a better term, bored, but it's like the best kind of bored, because it's gonna so I haven't floated since reading Stillness is the Key. Oh, Mike is still up here. I'm sorry, Mike. Haven't floated since reading that book, and it's crazy because when you lock in, your ears, because you don't want like super salty water in your ears, it puts you into like a stillness that like is pretty deep. Like you can hear your own heartbeat, you can hear your own breathing and stuff, and really you just have to spend some time being really okay with that. And the first time you go float is weird because like you're trying to like figure it all out. And you're trying to see if you can actually trust the water, right? The first time I floated, I was holding tension in my left heel, like because like I was just kind of holding this leg, just kind of just out here and extended and straight, because I just thought the water would stop holding me for some reason, right? It doesn't make any sense, but like our bodies do these things. So I'm sitting in there for a while, and I was like, man, why is my leg tired? Oh, because I'm trying to hold myself up. Like I didn't even have it down against like the floor of the tub thing that I was in. It was just stiff and solid because that's where I was just like holding energy, you know?
Huh.
So this time, and I've floated a fair number of times, you know, we can talk more about that in a second, but I haven't floated in, let's see, the last time I floated was the last time I got to go down to Austin for one of the sumo bike rides. I won a float in a charity raffle down there and got to go float before I came back. So that's been over a year. Yeah, over a year.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was super nice. Kevin, who's the owner of Fort Worth Float, is wanting to launch a podcast, and so we're talking about like how to position that and you know all that stuff. So thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. It was very, very, very amazing, especially after the afternoon of throwing discs and being sore. Like, oh man, I'm so 40 because I was moving around a little gingerly this morning because like I'm torquing in a way that I've not had to do in years and years and years.
Absolutely, it's those little muscles that'll get you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not the big muscle. It's that big muscle connected to the little muscle.
Yeah, I even after a long hike now, I get a little bit sore. So yeah, it's good. So the flow is probably really nice for soreness too. Just kind of like almost like a sauna, where it just completely relaxes you from the inside out.
So yeah, that's where the first place I went to go float, the guy who owns it is actually I think he's an ex-baseball player. He might have played for the Rangers, I'm not sure. And he opened it just because he went to one once, and being a professional athlete, he was just always sore and always inflamed. And it was the first time he got some real relief. So after he left, this is my understanding, he opened the float spa to try to do that. And you look at guys like Steph Curry, right, for Golden State Warriors, like they'll go find float spas on the road so that way they can like go play the game and then have that time to like really like decompress and rejuvenate, because you know even in a bed you're not really in a zero gravity environment, you know, and so you know you're holding yourself in kind of interesting ways, but like the water you're going to find out if you are or not, because like you're just going to get tired. It's really fascinating. Yeah, that's probably one of those things I'd love to have in my house. Oh, yeah. Talk about bucket list, right? I might become one of these like lifestyle marketing people if I actually was just killing it enough that I was just going to justify a pod from my house, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna come in here and float. I'll see you guys in an hour, right? Yeah. I'd probably be that guy just because I wouldn't be able to shut up about it.
Yeah, probably.
You're like, yeah, you're already that guy.
Well, if I've had the pod, I mean, it's a no-brainer, because it's like, how can you not show that thing off?
I mean, I have no idea. I don't think I would do a very good job of it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So you were on vacay last week, sir. Vacation, traveling, right?
Yeah.
Working just a little bit.
Yeah, just enough.
How do you feel about starting this week? Do you feel any kind of like, oh man, we got to go. We got to hit it hard. We got to do all these things.
No, I'm still on vacation, man, in my brain.
Good for you. How do you do that?
I don't know. Recreate that, because I have very, very little. I have plenty of motivation. There's lots of things I want to do this week, but there's just no urgency in me at the moment to build, not an anxiety level, you know, that, oh my gosh, this has to happen. It's more like, sweet, I got good stuff, you know, good amount of stuff on my list this week, but I can still feel the afterglow of all the hiking. Maybe it's because this weekend, you know, I hiked 5 miles on Saturday, and then, you know, we did the disc golf yesterday, and I walked last night. And, I kept the activity level high, which is kind of what my vacation was too. So it's like I kind of kept some of that momentum when I came back. So
how do you continue to like capture that and make that a priority and still find time to do it, as opposed to, oh, I'll do that later. I'll do that later. Right. And then all of a sudden it's been weeks or months and we look up and it's been,
I think the biggest problem that we get into is we cheat or like let things slide a little at a time to start. It's because I'm not just gonna go, oh my gosh, I'm not hiking ever again. Not to my next, vacation. It's like, oh, I'll skip today because I've been hiking for 6 days straight, so I'll just take today off because my BIL's sore. Or I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do like a mile, 3/4 of a mile today, and then I'll be good. And then tomorrow, So my plan is to, before this, I was really only hiking 2 to 3 miles a day. When I went to Utah, I was hiking 4, 5, 6, 7 miles. So I'm going to keep that pace up. So I'm going to do 5 today. And I'm going to try and that's it. Well, one day at a time. I'm going to do 5 today. That's the answer for today.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
Are you doing the boots and the backpack and everything, or is it like street hiking and you're just walking for like super long periods?
Texas hiking, so it's trails. It's not like,
but like barely trails, like
it's
zero elevation change trails.
150 feet. Yeah. It makes me feel better.
Yeah. Okay.
So no, it's fun. I mean, if there was stuff in the hills, there's actually a few places within an hour and a half of here that have a little bit of elevation change, 1,500 feet, stuff like that.
Yeah, but like that makes it really hard to do on like a daily basis.
Oh yeah. No, that's like a week. Like on a Saturday, I'll go out maybe it's one of that. But yeah, but I think that makes it where you have to gamify it some other way then, because if it's not the elevation and the, like in Utah, the air was different and just because of the elevation, and that was a challenge in itself. I don't have that here, so I get to challenge myself.
Pacing is a big part of that. If you put on a 15-pound backpack, your body does very different things on a walk than if you're used to walking without a backpack. So, like rucking is interesting. Like I enjoy doing it. I don't do it as often as I would like to, but your body functions differently with very, very small amounts of change. Like wear a heavier pair of boots and then go on like a 5-mile walk. Like you're gonna feel it differently, like in the backs of your legs, and the backs of your knees and stuff. So, like I think it's like finding the new way to make it suck in a new way. Like that's how I get excited about continuing to do things. I don't know why. Just a glutton.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you are. I'm with you on that part. I do like ways to challenge myself physically. I like to remove friction in my business. I like to add to my physical.
Absolutely, yeah. I want to make taking care of myself the hardest thing I have to do.
Yes.
How weird does that sound?
I need to make sure that it's really difficult to keep up with.
Exactly. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you have today, Bill?
So today I've got emails. Got to write emails for clients, and then I've got a couple other things. I've got a couple meetings, some follow up with some potential clients. So that'll be fun. And then I'm trying to book 2 podcasts this week. I put the ask out last week, kind of middle of the week vacation, just to see what would come up. And it turned out I had 5 or 6 people respond. So we're doing some follow up on scheduling, hopefully, and record 2 podcasts this week, and maybe even 1 today.
How do you make that ask? We're looking to interview people who have cause driven levers inside of their business. And then everyone's like, well, I have one. I want to make money.
No, actually what I did is, who do you know that has a cause-driven lever in their business that you could recommend?
Did you know that Envato, they make theme forest and they do like a bunch of stuff like digitally? Do you know that their schedule B?
I didn't know that.
I saw that on their website. They're making a fairly big deal about it now.
I did not know that. That's someone I got to go check out then, because I know who Envato is. Because part of my work, the daily stuff that bores me to tears is going in, looking at those websites and finding out who the executive and leadership team is, and then going to their social profiles and seeing where they hang out and the groups they're in, and then going and saying, all right, which one of these am I going to actually go start some conversations with? That's
why you need a sales assistant.
Yeah, I was thinking an admin to do all that for me. So that's actually on my goal list this year, is to have an admin for me to do that. Okay.
What's your first step in getting that goal done?
It's about 6 months away, because I got to make money first. That'd be really easy. I'll have that done in 2 weeks.
But I Are you overcomplicating that?
Make money?
No,
Assistant.
well, so the sales assistant, right? I mean, essentially, they're just a really great researcher.
Uh-huh.
You can find a VA in the Philippines or in South America, wherever else you want. They don't have to be American. And then, you can pay them like a legit amount of money for them. And
Yep.
it's not a legit amount of money for you. And you're helping somebody else do something, and you're taking something off of your plate that you're just going to avoid because it's not the thing you enjoy doing. If that was $5 an hour and you had someone doing this for 6 hours a week, $30 a week.
Yep.
Wouldn't that speed things up?
It would. I have done that. I've done that route, and there are, as you know as well as I do, there are people that are good at that, people that aren't in those overseas things. It's a matter of finding the right people. I actually have an income level at which, the monthly I have it, then the person's getting hired. So if I get that done this month, it'll be next month.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I can get, it's part of the work I can do right now to make money. And if I, I'm not gonna like pour out all my financials in front of everybody, but
no, that's fine. Yeah.
Certain financial goals I'm trying to reach, and this is the time where I have to do the stuff that I don't want to do.
Okay. Yeah. That makes complete sense, right? As long as you've got a clear view of the fact that it's not something that you're going to be like lined up first to do every morning, right? And then it's going to be a bit, you got to make it into a habit. You got to track it and you got to do all that stuff. Then I think that's fine. Yep. And honestly, I like viewing it as a reward, so that way you work towards it, as opposed to just like, man, I hate this. Let's bring in a VA, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's how I'm looking at it too. It's like I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Because I have two businesses. I have the real estate side, the coaching side, and I want the admin to do both, because there's some really tedious stuff on the real estate side I don't want to be doing either.
Yeah, that's fair.
So maybe that might be a block, because the way I'm thinking about that is I want to hire one person just to do my research work, which covers two sides, which is more than 5 hours a week,
Why does it need to be the same person?
It doesn't.
Okay.
So I could start one on one side and one on the other at different times based on how the income level is doing on each side of the business.
I mean, shouldn't the hope be that there's so much research out there that you need to like two separate people? Like, wouldn't you be a little bit nervous that if one person could do all of your research in both, that would make me think that the market was not deep enough.
Possibly. That's an interesting thought.
Because so whenever
on the real estate side, I'm only working in certain counties right now, so there is only so much research. There's only so much. And then same thing on the coaching side, right? So I'm really looking for a specific group of organizations, and if I'm just like, based on the research I've already done, there's only about 3,000 people out there who have tagged themselves as that type of owner.
Sure,
there's another 30,000 who would aspire to be that owner, but they're not making it easily known that that's who they are, or I just haven't figured out a new term to find those people. I think we talked about this off air. And it's maybe interesting to discuss, is how do you find someone that aspires to be something and you want to help them be that, but aren't calling themselves that yet?
Man, I think because that's the market. Like that's who you can have the biggest impact with, right? For you and your stuff, right? Is help give them the clarity, so that way they can market around these things and not turn it into a joke or a cliche and all of that.
Right.
Man, that's a really good question. I gotta feel like somewhere there's got to be a consultant out there who's helping these companies move over from C corps and S corps to B corps. There's got to be one person, and this is all they do, right? And they do it from the paperwork side of it. They don't do it from the marketing and branding perspective, but there's got to be some coach, some consultant, some person out there who's helping these companies do this. And you should know that person.
You're right. So if anybody knows who that is, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah. If only we could get a researcher to go research consultants who is looking for that very specific person. Okay.
coaching, Mr. Hill.
What's that?
I did not sign up for coaching.
You did not. You did not. Nobody wants it. No, nobody wants it.
That's great. That's a great insight. You're right. And what the funny part is that could just be a one-time project. I don't have to hire somebody full-time to do that project.
Yeah. And if there's one, there's probably 5, right? And they're all doing it slightly differently, but it sounds like there's probably, if you're a decent sized company, there's probably a lot of hoops you have to jump through to make this move from C or S corp over to B. And there's probably consultants out there that are helping these companies do that. You just got to find that person.
Well, what's interesting is on the Blessed by Networking side, where we're doing something this year called Power Teams, and essentially it's just really, really, really targeted networking. With 5 to 10 people that you guys are all committed to helping each other with referrals, because it makes a lot of sense. So what sparked that thought just now was that I had talked with someone about people that would be a good referral resource for me, might be like a CPA who knows and kind of advises on the financial side for these organizations, and they hear about the financial issues or struggles or caps or cash flow and things. And if I'm connected to that person and well, a good relationship, whatever, they could go, well, have you thought about some business coaching? Finding those really specific people that would make a lot of sense, because the people you want to work with are here first. And then that person goes, oh, well, the next step's probably to talk to Jake if you really want to hit that next level, something along those lines. Because it's really easy to talk in terms of, this people knows a lot of people, so I should be connected to them. Yeah, that's true. You should. But you'll get more referrals from someone that is in the sales cycle somewhere right before you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the hard part about that, because I built out a channel network, and a channel network is just like a network of people who do something similar but don't do the exact same, so that way they can refer to you. And in the website world, that was like going and finding other agencies, right? So Jake worked at a couple of different agencies whenever I was still doing the website thing. And as soon as he would move, hey, can I come in and talk with whoever you're working with, right? Because the agencies that Jake was working with were all like 25,000 for a website and up, and we were 5,000 to 7,000 was kind of like our range, right? So, Jake made a move. Let's go talk to them because we want to be their referral partner for later on. And then what happens is everyone's like, oh yeah, man, we hate this kind of work. We hate these cheap people. Like, we can't wait to send them to you. And then they forget, right? And then if you don't nurture like that kind of network and that kind of like channel pipeline well, then what happens is whenever you do reach out, man, I should have thought about you just the other day, right? Just told this person no. And that was the thing. You're going to get a lot of like, man, this sounds great. Can't wait to use you on the next one. And then you're going to get a whole bunch of terrible follow-ups. So just make sure that you're like nurturing in like email game is solid. Otherwise you're working without a net a lot, right? At one point we had probably 20 people in our like wanted to be referral partner column, right? And I was like, man, I'm killing it, and then we were going back and like looking at deals and stuff, and I was still sourcing most of my work like direct from like prospects. So it wasn't working. There was this like imbalance of it. So then we had to create another column. So it was suspects of people that we wanted to partner with. And the next column was had a meeting. The next column was, they have sent us something. And the next column was we have closed something that they have sent us in the past 3 months. So that way I could go in there and know who to nurture and who didn't need it and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, the way we're setting it up for that very reason is there is a weekly stand-up call with your group, and the group is 10 minutes. So it's supposed to be a tighter knit group, and there's regular check-ins. And then what you're supposed to be able to do, obviously, you can talk about the personality side of this, is you're supposed to be able to go, you know what, I'm not sure if we're actually going to be a really great referral source. We haven't really done a whole lot together in the last 3 or 4 months. Would love, if you have something, let's send them back and forth. But, the idea is I don't know how you would do that. Try and get the people who are active referrers in that weekly call or weekly check-in. It doesn't even have to be all together. I plan to do it all together. I plan to do it one-on-one.
Good.
Have a calendar thing once a week to check with all 9 of my partners once a week. And then we make a commitment to each other.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's easy to jettison the referral relationship, not so the relationship. So, because like you said, those tend to just peter off anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Beneficial.
And that's why like source tracking in your CRM is such an important deal. Like every project I build, okay, let's talk about where your deals normally come from. Well, why? It's like, well, so that way at the end of the year, when you go back and you pull your reporting, I hope you can go in and say, oh, okay, we got 40% of our business from here and 30% of our business from here and 20% of our business from here. Should we put more time and effort into the 20, the 30, or the 40? Right? Or where's the other 10 coming from? Like you can have that amount of granularity inside of your systems and your CRMs when you're thoughtful about it. So in most of the systems that I build, we have a source column, right? That you get this from networking. Was it a referral? Was it a, how did you get it? Let's track it so that way you can have clarity about what is working and what you need to be doing more consistently and maybe things you've tried that have not worked so that way you can put it down. So
Totally. Yep.
And so I need to go because I got to go talk with Jordan, and then I have a call, and then another call, and another call, another call, another call, and then the day's done. Standard Monday.
Standard.
Okay. And then a lot of blocking and tackling somewhere to fit in there. So.
All right. Well, good luck.
Right. Thank you. Thank you to Mike and Michelle for hanging out with us this morning. You guys are awesome. Apparently, there's somebody else watching who has not made a comment yet, and that's okay. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see everybody tomorrow where we will be on time. Thanks, everybody.